listening to Time for Talkos with Ken and Cadence, a ZTO TV podcast.
Hi everybody, this is Time for Tacos. I'm Cadence.
And I'm Ken.
Okay, so today we have a special guest. She's with me today. This is Grace. She's an aspiring artist and photographer, and she also has some experiences with what we're about to cover, which is the deep, dark web. And it's the place where you can have human trafficking, anything from murder to animal abuse to even auctions of body parts and animal abuse. You can absolutely see or get anything from the dark web, and we're going to discuss that today. So I'm excited for the creeptasticness of the dark web. I myself have never gone to the dark web. Now, I'm a huge fan into watching videos of people unboxing things. I love the stories from creepypasta or Reddit. But as far as me going into that, I have no idea. Now, Ken, you said something about possibly journeying into it. I'm interested.
Well, there was a time that I decided I wanted to try it out. Everybody was hyping it up. Everybody was talking about it. I was like, well, I'm going to try it out myself. But before I went on there, I did my homework and I went on and seen what I should and shouldn't do and exactly how to keep myself protected when I do go on there. Because they can just hunt you down by as simple as changing your the landscape of your window. When you first pull up window, or not windows, but your Internet Explorer or whatever kind of Google or whatever device you're using it to open up your web browser. If you change the actual size of the screen, they can track you by just doing small changes like that on your screen.
See, that's so creepy. So you had to download some sort of Tor, but I'm imagining.
You had to get a VPN. You always had to get a VPN.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get your Tor, and then as soon as you get your Tor, then you go on to certain wiki pages, and it kind of gives you a quick link to all different types of pages you can visit to get drugs. You can look up different adult content and finishes and torture stuff. You can assassinate somebody as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm assuming you didn't go as far as to click on those. I'd hope not.
No, the only ones I did click on was the drugs, where to get the drugs, from, and everything's Bitcoin. You can't buy anything online with your debit card, anything like that. It has to be Bitcoin.
No, it has to be Bitcoin. Yeah. And that actually leads me into the mystery boxes. People are buying mystery boxes, and oftentimes you see them on YouTube. People post their experiences on YouTube, and what they do is they use Bitcoin as exchange to buy these boxes, and it can come from anything as innocent as some art stuff like pencils and crayons, or it can be things that are absolutely questionable like book bags or clothes or teddy bears,
human hair,
or of course the disgusting, people are finding needles, human feces, knives, the things that are just why would you box that and sell it? But my most favorite story is this guy. He decided to go on the dark web, and he bought numerous amounts of things. And now he recorded multiple videos, and one of which he opened it up, and it was a little girl's backpack, and it was filled with her clothes, which we're assuming her clothes. And it had a teddy bear, some pictures, the homework from that day that she was at school, and then sealed up in a plastic baggie, there was a knife with what looked like dry blood on it. Now, call me crazy, but does that not sound like scattering evidence, or maybe a possible way to get it out and contaminate it so this guy wouldn't get caught?
Well,
speculation.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's just creepy.
Oh, it's terrible. Now, people will find drugs, of course, thrown in there. They'll find knives. They'll find all of this. But I think that one sticks out the most to me, because you'll find things rolled up in paper. As you can see in the video, you'll find things that are rolled up in newspaper. You can find them in garbage bags, random boxes. It is absolutely terrifying to me. And also the idea that these people will deliver them to your house. Could you imagine trusting somebody on the dark web with your freaking address?
Nope. Not happening.
No, but these people are. They are giving them their location to drop off these boxes. And
I'll give my ex's address. How's that?
Okay, so if I order something, off the record,
I didn't say which ex.
Yeah, you didn't say which ex. It could have been like some high school ex that you just have some old beef with. They just come on their front porch and they're like, what the hell is this little kid's backpack doing in a box? Oh, could you imagine their faces? Also on the dark web, that leads me to something else. You can actually have people send human fecal matter to people that you do not like that are like on your shit list.
Yes. I always wanted to do that.
You what?
You cannot say that you haven't wanted to do that sometime in your life.
Well, it is anonymous, and you can pay these anonymous people to take a dump in a box to send them to whoever you want. And UPS, I'm assuming UPS is the one. I'd feel bad for that UPS driver if that's the case. I hope it's a little sealed up. But yes, you get to send human fecal matter in a box.
It's like the Uber version. It's like the Uber version of you just taking a crap in a bag, setting on fire, put on someone's doorstop. It's the Uber version of that.
It's like the classier. Uber shits. You shit
Uber
it,
shits.
we deliver it.
You shit it, we deliver it. There we go.
There you go. Deliver and shit. That would be the name. Delivery and shit. That's perfect. So as far as like buying these boxes, I'm just going to straight up say no, probably not. But would you guys ever be interested in unboxing something from the dark web? Like if you had gloves and a mask and you were given that opportunity, if it were to come up, would you? I'm gonna ask you first. Would you do it? If I bought, which I am not buying anything from the dark web, but if I ever did, would you like? If I called you up one day and was like, Grace, I ordered something from the dark web. Will you come over here and open it with me?
I'd be up for that. I just wouldn't be up for spending my own money or cryptocurrency on it because I already have like slight buyer's remorse on everything else I buy.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And you don't even know what you're getting.
That's the fun of it.
I know, but I'd need a witness. Like, there's no doubt.
Never do it by yourself.
No. But with the people that are recording it for YouTube and stuff, like some people are like, oh, that's too far-fetched. But like if I was alone opening a box like this, hell yeah, I'd have a camera out ready for people to like see what the fuck I just witnessed. Mm-hmm. This guy right here, I actually watched this video. Some of the people that shipped these creepy ass boxes will actually have the audacity to write to somebody, like the buyer of it. This one guy actually, when he received a knife, some white powder was in the box. They never did discover what it was. There was a needle, other things, but he ended up receiving this note that was in Morse code that warned him to use gloves before going through it. Thankfully, the guy already did when he was opening it, but he had no idea what Morse code was. Asked the viewers and everybody that knew Morse code that was written down. They said it was warning him to wear gloves.
What is that stuff?
You know that I can't. It kind of looked like food, but I'm innocent. That probably wasn't. That probably wasn't food. Cornmeal? It was cornmeal. Maybe. It's a deconstructed cornbread. We're gonna go with that because I don't want to know what that was in the bag, honestly. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So as far as the boxes, Ken, would you ever?
I definitely would.
You're unpredictable.
I would. There isn't much I wouldn't try at least once. So yeah, I would. I would do it as long as I had somebody with me to witness it. Yeah, of course I would.
What about your address? Would you just would you find a way for them to mail it to like a dessert area, like drop it off? Like I'm sure there's a way to put like.
Yeah, I'll find I'd definitely find like a drop place for them to take it to, but I'm not going to ever give my address out.
Ew,
let alone my own city. What is that?
Oh my god.
Mud? Is that mud?
Honey, that's not mud.
Is this the shit delivery?
That's gotta be mud.
Is this shit delivery? Is this Uber and shits? Oh my god, this is Uber and shit.
They're well ahead of the game.
They're well ahead of it. That person paid a good $20 just to have somebody shit in a box. I could be making bank right now. I really could. Like screw selling underwear. Like I'm
just gonna sell your shit.
sell my shit. I might as well. I do it for free. If somebody's going to pay me to just shit in a box, like, how hard is that? Cats do it every fucking day. The end of
Meow.
that.
There we
What?
go.
You're saying you wouldn't join me? If I made millions at the end of the week, I'm just saying you would probably join me.
There's got to be hazard pay involved.
There's got to be hazard pay. Hazard paid for what? I know what's coming out of me. I'll have special instructions. They'll tell me to eat Taco Bell before. Be like, this is for a real bad ex.
And like we had to make you eat Taco Bell before.
That's what it will be. There'll be like special instructions. It's either going to be Chipotle or Taco Bell. You got this, girlfriend. And be like, I got you. Fuck that ex. So the other things with the dark, the gross, the disturbing, if the shitting in the box or receiving weapons or possible like murder stuff wasn't disgusting and scary enough, there's something called red rooms in the dark web that are absolutely freaktastic. Have you heard of a red room?
Yes. Real quick, did anybody notice my light just go off and on just now?
No, I did not.
Unfortunately not.
Now,
I hope that's on camera.
We're not talking about ghosts
I know.
today.
I know.
But
I don't
apparently
want
they're
to.
trying to make an entrance.
I'm not turning around anymore. Something could be this. If
You're
it's
talking
my
about
time,
murder,
it's my time.
maybe.
I know. Well, go ahead. Continue on. I'm just going to ignore
totally
this, whatever
fine.
it is.
Yeah, don't freak out. It's just a ghost that's watching you. Don't freak out. It's just a demon. Okay. But yeah, there's these things called red rooms, and what you would imagine is absolutely like you would think just like a red room. No, honey, this ain't just red walls and a red carpet. Red rooms are actually like the secret name for people that are, I'm assuming, kidnapped. I don't think anybody would do it willingly, but they're tortured, and you can pay this Bitcoin to decipher how they're going to be tortured.
Yeah.
Watch a torture and death. In these red rooms.
Yeah, you can control what happens to the person within that room.
So, experience-wise, I don't. A lot of the stories that I hear are people that accidentally get into the red room groups, and they're just like, "Fuck, like this isn't what I'm wanting."
Accidentally, yeah, that's
they
right.
They do. Well, they click around a little too much, and then they get a little like, "Hey, do you want to join this?" It's called a red room, and you don't know what the fuck that is, and then you're just like, "Yeah, like red room." It's not good. It's really not good. In fact, one of my favorite stories is this kid decided to get on the black web, dark web, whatever you want to call it. And he was going through stuff, seeing a bunch of uncomfortable things and whatnot. And then he had this little pop-up that said that a live feed was about to start, and he had the option to join. The kid was dumb enough to even make an account on this, join the video, and he said it was black to start off with, and then there was a camera that was what looks like it was in the corner of a garage or a basement, and here's this girl that is absolutely duct taped. And this guy and a few other guys came out with all sorts of instruments, laid them down, and like the website itself had a little spinning wheel to pick any user that was watching, and they could throw in their Bitcoin to show how she was being tortured. Now, the guy that was watching just assumed it was actors or just people with freaky fantasies until he watched the death of this woman actually happen before his eyes, and it was like no way that it was acted out, and he was really freaked out. And anyway, he had the audacity to type back, "You guys are sick," in the chat.
Oh no, he just became like a target.
He became target. And what happened was somebody on there managed to contact him through another web page, and he said when he clicked on it, all it said was hello, and when he clicked on it, it was him on his webcam, like live feed, just staring right back at himself. And he clicked out of it. He was clicking out of the red rooms and whatnot, but he thought it was over and done with until he got a package in the mail. And it was this box that had nothing but a letter in it that just said, "We know where you live." And that I would piss myself. I'd piss myself. Now, first of all, though, you're watching this. Obviously it's a real murder that happens, and it's a live feed of all these sickos that are truly into it. Who thinks it's the right idea to just be like, "You guys are sickos, LOL."
Well, the same guy that was dumb enough not to have a VPN already.
Yeah, that's probably what his mistake was. Like, he probably didn't have the little thing that Ken was talking about. We can't go into huge detail because we might end up in jail on how to. I don't know if we can end up in jail.
Oh, there's YouTube videos talking about. There's YouTube videos talking exactly how you can do it step by step.
Go. You're not involved in this video.
But
you are not a guest.
There's a talking about the Red Rooms. There is actually Cradle of Filth, the band Cradle of Filth. They made a movie a while back. It's about an hour, just shy of 2 hours long. And about halfway through the movie, it follows a guy that was extremely addicted to porn, and he stumbled across one of those Red Room sites, and he became an addict immediately, and kept trying to find that site again and again and again because the site kept moving and changing.
Oh, it's called Cradle of Fear, not Cradle of Filth, guys.
No, the Cradle of Filth is the band that created this movie, Cradle of Fear.
Oh, it was a band. Okay.
Yeah. And they're pretty much the entire soundtrack. But toward the end of the movie, not getting kind of spoilers here, but toward the end of the movie, he ended up stumbling into where this Red Room was, and he became the victim himself. And it's a pretty dark film. I like. I mean, if you like your B movies, if you like that kind of stuff, this is the movie to watch.
See, I feel like it would turn out that way, though, because all of the stories that I was reading about the Red Rooms and people not protecting themselves or obviously not fitting into the group and they're just watching, it seems like those people that are on the other side of the dark web manage to freak them out, find them, say that they can see them, hack into their cameras. So that movie is not really too far-fetched from what I've gathered on the internet. I mean, could you freaking imagine? No.
Well, people create snuff films all the time.
What'd you say?
I said people create snuff films all the time just for the sick fun of it, and whether it might be animal abuse or abuse toward a neighbor or a friend. It's screwed up.
1 second.
But I know that a lot of these films that are online, it's hard to determine what's real, what's not real. And we got all these creepypastas, and it's it's a fertile ground to create videos and make them look real, but they might be fake. You have no idea to determine which is which, and that's why they call them creepypastas. And that's where a lot of these folklore and videos that you see being posted around be like, oh, check this out, it's so real, it's so scary, but a lot of them might be fake and a lot of them might be real. We can't tell.
Oh yeah, it's like Reddit stories. You don't know really what is real and what isn't. But one thing for sure, they call it the dark web for a freaking reason. And I feel like it's the darker part of the internet that we should not go to. And you can buy anything between drugs or finding videos that are uncomfortable. You can watch live murder streams. In fact, one of the most popular ones is you can actually watch people go hunting for homeless. And they go out into the woods and find homeless people that are camping out. And it's a live
that's fucked.
Yeah. Now, you don't have to necessarily go all the way to the dark internet to see such terrible events. But I know that I stumbled upon a video that was part of the dark web that I didn't access, and it was disturbing. I can't go into gruesome detail, but it's a video that you can watch of homeless hunting is what they call it. And it's a trend on the dark web. And just like you would get popular on Instagram for, DIY videos or whatever else, they get popular from hunting homeless. And I think that's terrible, just terrible. But I think what makes it more disturbing is we have so many missing people's cases, and I think they're all over the dark web. I think it's all there.
It's sad. It's sad.
Oh, yeah.
Right? People can become a victim just as easy as that.
For sure. As far as like red rooms or anything, do you know any like freaky stories or?
I've not heard of these until tonight, literally.
Oh my gosh,
I'm in shock right now.
like this is like probably what our audience looks like right now. Like it's just
so innocent.
out. I know we're breaking the innocence barrier, which is wonderful. Like I couldn't ask for a better reaction though. Like, because you know me, I'm freaky deaky and fucked up. I already know all about this, and little Miss, I'm gonna keep. Well, she doesn't. I mean, who wants to purposely depress themselves? Me. I'm the one that's going to look at. I'm gonna look up the fucked videos and shit. But if you think that's crazy, you can hire a hitman on the black web that probably lives within like a few miles of you. And what's your?
That's convenient.
Yeah, that's very convenient. We thought Uber and shits was convenient, but no, actually, hitman Ubers is the thing. You can hire a hitman on the dark web. You could almost do anything you want on the dark web, but you can hire a hitman and be like, there's a guy south of a certified. Is there someone near south of certified? And there's going to be like this little ding that's like, I'm south of certified. I will go ahead and off this person. And
I'm pretty sure I've seen them go for like 5,000 to 10,000 per hit on the web.
Yeah, they go for. I mean, I don't know if some people would want to call that cheap, but I find that to be incredibly cheap. I watch so many. Well, okay, listen, I myself obviously have not looked for that, but I watch way too many murder mysteries to overlook. And typically, a hitman wants like anywhere between $20,000 to $30,000 and other shit to be able to go off somebody. But on the dark web, say no more. You have $300. That's all you got. Well, that's fine by me. And they will go and murder somebody just because they're close near that area. You can literally set like a little bidding of, or I guess they'll set themselves a little bidding on who's closest and how much they got, and they'll go by that.
Well,
so that's fun.
When you do that, when you do try to purchase anything, whether it be an assassin or drugs or whatever you want to buy online with that cryptocurrency, that Bitcoin, there's no guarantee that you're going to get what you pay for. They can take your money and run, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
There's not. I feel like you'd probably have to pay them after it's done. I don't know how that would, like, maybe go half. Like, I don't know how that would be done. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'm pretty sure if we go any further with that, someone's going to get a felony. So.
Oh, yeah, probably. Well, let's move on then, because we probably have all the weirdos listening to this. So something else on the dark web that absolutely drew me to it, which is strange but not too far-fetched, is there's a website on there where you can listen to people's last words. There is webpage after webpage after webpage of different videos and audio of people's last words before murder, suicide, death. Oh yeah, so anywhere between the last moments on a plane, a phone call during a car crash, videos of people recording themselves before offing themselves. It goes anywhere in that spectrum, and you can literally watch thousands, I can't repeat that enough, thousands of videos of people's last moments just for that alone.
That's not something I'd ever want to listen to. That's just too far. I mean, I can imagine the last people's moments. I've seen all these accident videos all the time, but that's not something I want to pass my time. I wonder what was going through their mind the last second right before they are gone. That's not something I want to haunt myself with.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think anybody would. Well, there's weirdos out there, but the right kind of people wouldn't want to create such a PTSD to watch something like that. Like, could you imagine? Like, those are real people, like real freaking people that are having people. I mean, like the plane crash victims. Like, you can listen to phone calls from 9/11 when they're on the plane and telling their loved ones that they love them and miss them and something bad's going to happen. You can listen to even the most popular of events. And I think it's weird that there is somebody out there that is paying for this webpage to stay up just for people to upload gruesome audio. So that's just like one of the weird things that you can find on the dark web itself.
Well, Grace,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
It's a lot.
She's processing.
I kind of am. There's already so much like borderline disturbing stuff already on the surface internet. I don't know
Yeah.
what you would,
Without going any
That's
deeper,
right.
yeah.
just to know there's in the deeper web even more raw.
The way they explain the dark web is exactly how you said it. Is it's like a glacier. You see the top of the internet and what we see, which is our Facebook, our Google, what Google Pages leads us to, and then underneath that water is something so much bigger, and it's unbelievable what you'll find.
Google only gives us like a very small, like 4%. Like I know it's like less than 10%. I know that of what the actual internet is, and the rest of it is just buried deep.
Yeah.
And you got the deep, and below the deep, you got the dark.
Oh yeah, and there's actual pages that are darker than the dark web. We have to really know how to code to even get to these certain web pages, and that alone, like we're talking about the dark web, and we're already like, oh, that's disturbing, but that's just like the middle chunk of this glacier that we're talking about, because there's so much more that we cannot see if we're even the best of hackers. So there's that. You can, but the top of it though is you can buy drugs. It's actually very popular to buy drugs off of the dark web. There's people that buy marijuana, coke, shrooms, anything you could imagine, and they just go ahead and deliver it, just kind of like our Uber Eats and our Uber Hitlers.
If you want it delivered, they're just going to ship it into a stuffed teddy bear, and here you go. You got a brand new teddy bear. Cut it open. There's your drugs. There's your
Amen.
There's your
Amen.
pills and everything else you might need.
Except it's not always that easy. In fact, a Reddit user was talking about his experience on buying his marijuana. And
why would you buy marijuana? Don't you got a friend on the corner? I mean, why you got to go on the dark web?
Well, this is what happened. He said that his friend's drug dealer basically moved out of town, and they had no other hookups, so they started buying drugs off the dark web. Well, his friends were saying that it was completely fine, everything was going good, and then he decided to give it a go. So what he did was found somebody that was obviously selling. The guy said that he lived within like a 15-minute radius away from him and would meet him at this Wendy's. And the guy was like, okay, that's perfect. So he went to Wendy's, and he gets another text message from this guy saying that it's going to take a little longer than what he thought, but he wants him to drive a little further and meet behind this like abandoned mall, basically.
Of course.
Red flag. But while he was waiting for this guy, he said it was like an hour and a half, and he's still texting him like, so where do you live? Do you live with your family? Where do you work? What kind of things like that? He's trying to get more personal details. So the guy got sketched out, saw the red flags, decided to dip it and go home. He said when he got home, his front door was open. And when he came in, there was somebody upstairs rummaging through his stuff. Obviously, he called the cops, and it was the same exact guy that was supposed to sell him these drugs. And without telling him where he lived or anything, he managed to find it, of course, from the dark web. So not as simple as buying drugs and receiving a teddy bear. Sometimes you can get somebody breaking into your house. And they did find weapons on the guy, so who knows what else was in store for that man's night. I'd say a lot more than marijuana. So the devil's lettuce was not worth it that night. So, yeah, I mean, Grace said she had a couple of friends, which we're not mentioning names and videos, but she said she knows some people that have ordered from the dark web. You said you knew some friends, right? Did you say you knew somebody?
I don't know anybody that's ordered from the dark web, but I've seen a lot of the videos from them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's a way to do it. I mean, I wouldn't trust it as far as I'd throw it. Like,
I'm smelling a future episode.
It sounds like a future episode. No. No. If you, though, want to order the box, then yeah, definitely. So we've been talking for a while about the deep dark web. What? Okay, wait. I'm going to ask her real quick.
Okay.
what do you think about it now? Now that you know like the depths of what I guess I shouldn't even say the depths, but the layers that we covered. Are you still interested in visiting it, or are you just like gonna avoid that like a plague?
I would never visit it unprotected, but
Fair enough.
She's interested. She's
I don't
interested.
know.
She's totally interested. She wants to be a witness. I'm just throwing it out there right now. Like, I feel like if I went and did it, or you went and did it, she'd totally want to like be that, like peek over the shoulder, like
I'm not touching the Ouija board, but I'm here to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that. She would be a witness, but Ken, there's something. I think you'd be the one to dabble into it and probably be as dumb enough to buy something from it.
I might, but
You
that's
might.
we might have to find out.
He's doing the Kermit sipping on the mug thing. That it just explains it enough. Me, myself, and I don't think I could ever do it. I'd probably be like this one here and just watch and see what happens without being a real part of it. But I'd be holding the camera the entire time.
Well, that'll probably be the safest space.
Oh yeah, definitely. So maybe in our next episodes, Ken will be our hamster and diving into the deep dark web, and we'll just be really good supervisors. So everybody, thank you so much for coming out and watching us. We're going to have more future episodes, and hopefully, we get more followers, and maybe you guys can even post things that you want to see in our future episodes. We do anything from conspiracy, anything from ghostly to scary to creepy to any kind of good conversation source. And yeah, so thank you very, very much for coming out and listening to us. But hopefully we see you next time. Be safe, and regardless of all these spooky tales, I must say, just to protect you, don't go on the dark web. It's a dangerous place.
No,
you
stay
don't want
clear.
to go there.
It's not
So
worth
once
it.
again, I'm Cadence,
I'm Ken.
and this is, and this was Time for Talkos. Have a good night.